God knows I hated the days of Marvin Graves, Kevin Mason, Nealon Green. Enough is enough. We have a franchise quarterback. But one thing about Darian's game that needs to change, and it really was evident this week, is the fact that he will not run the football at times when the lane opens up for him. And with that rant, I'm going to do something that's unbelievably taboo as it comes to Rider fans. I'm going to say he needs to be more like Henry Burris. Now, before you lose it, Henry will take that time to find the lane when he doesn't have a receiver and get those extra yards. It might be 5 yards, it might be 6 yards, it might be 40 yards, it might be first down, it might be second down. But he will take that time to find the lane.
How did the team get in this position? Well, in my opinion, it's three things: turnovers, missed opportunities, and the defense. To start the year, the Riders didn't turn the ball over in the first 3 games, and the team has now given up more turnovers than a bakery.
In the first week, Nick Graham didn't play very well. So when he was benched in favor of Woodney Tureen, I was excited. After a win that not even Nostradamus had predicted, Chamberlain wasn't satisfied. He continued to make changes. But then every week more changes. Defensive back, kicker, kick returner. Now don't get me wrong, these have all been good football moves. But individually, when you add them up, you start to realize how many have been made in a short time. And if I've noticed, the players have noticed. And it has to be in the back of their heads. Is the next drop pass, missed field goal, blown assignment going to be a one-way ticket to the bench?
Des Reed here, and what I want to talk about today is a little thing called the running game. Now, I know what you're saying. You're saying it's the CFL, it's a passing league. Yeah, it is. But the running game is to football, even the CFL, like the jab is to a boxer. It keeps the opponent off balance. It keeps the opponent wore down. And that's what we need to do more of in Riderville. You look at our glory days, 13 years with one guy from Vicksburg, Mississippi, a little guy I like to call George Reed. 13 seasons, 130 wins, because he got the ball more than anyone else football has ever seen.
My biggest pet peeve this season and even last season has been that the uneducated fans were blaming all of our woes on Darian Durant. The most common complaint I hear is we should pull Durant. That is just ridiculous. All 3 of our losses this season, we had a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. No coach in their right mind would pull a veteran QB and put in a rookie when we have a chance to win. None of the first 2 losses were Darian's fault. He scored enough points for us to win.
Mosaic Stadium's Wikipedia page has an entry about how Section 28 used to be. It was rowdy and it was loud. But the team's trying to ruin it because they've decided never to sell any more tickets there. They're only going to let you renew your season tickets. They're giving away all the rest of the seats to game day sponsors. Now that's all well and good, but it's been a disaster in practice because you're putting together mismatched fans. You've got, on one hand, the diehards who are there every game, and on the other hand, you have a rotating cast of people who may or may not even want to be there.
We have 3 phases of football, as everybody knows. You got the good, the bad, and the ugly. The Rough Riders started out 3-0. Awesome. Everybody was on the Rider bandwagon and loving them. Then they had a little bit of a mishap. They dropped 3. Well, but in those 3, technically they should have won 2 of them. You know, the offensive line walks out there all happy. They were in 4 minutes left in the game. You're up by 10 points. What do you got to do? Run the ball. We're not talking rocket science here. We're talking you go out there, you got these big fat guys, and that's all they like to do. You tell them they're running the ball, they're surging forward.
Casual fans know the first verse, the green is the color. I know that whole song, as well as other Rough Rider classics, such as 11 Years, That's Enough, and Rough Rider Anthem by Frontline. Casual fans don't know their McCallas from their Macaulays, from their McCullough, from their McCallums. I can tell you the difference between Ladelphia's Tango, Mike and Paul. Casual fans go to the games when times are good. I go to every single game, even when we're eliminated from the playoffs and have to suffer through Ryan Dinwiddie as our starting quarterback. So my friends, the choice is clear. If you only vote for one bearded guy in a robe this summer, make it this guy. Vote Profit.